Hi, Tessie.
Hello there, Laura. Hi.
Good to speak to you. So tell us about your trip up to London.
Oh, certainly, yes. Well, it's been an absolute weekend to remember.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. Yeah, we travelled up, my sister and I, Gabby. We'd always wanted to go and see the Queen lying in state, even before we found out what had happened, that she'd passed away. So it was something that we'd always wanted to do. We left Bristol about 5 o'clock in the morning. From Parkway Station. I'm really surprised how many people there actually were at the station at this time, with lots of people making their way up to London.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we met some lovely ladies from the Forest of Dean there who kind of accompanied us throughout the whole queue. We sort of stayed with them all day, so yeah, it was amazing. We got to London and made our way to the end of the queue, arrived at Bermondsey about 7:15 a.m. And we were held for quite a while because there was something going on. I think they were practicing for the funeral or something like that. For the first hour, we didn't move at all. But still, it wasn't kind of, it was great. We were kind of talking to people, chatting away. There was a real sense of everyone coming together. So despite not moving for that first hour, it's still, it was good. There was a real sense of camaraderie with everyone. But yeah, we stayed in the queue for the whole time, for 13 hours. At the beginning, we heard that there was a vigil going on later in the evening with the Queen's children. And we were discussing at the time at 7 o'clock in the morning that due to the timing, perhaps we might be lucky enough to get there at that time.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and I was saying to all the friends that we had made, let's hope. Of course, we came to see the Queen. That was our main aspiration, to see the Queen. But it would have been very, very special. We were thinking if we could be there at the time of the vigil, and we were. It was absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
okay. So just processing this.
Yeah.
So at what point, what time of day did you go and pay your respects to the Queen in the coffin? When did you do that bit?
Well, it was around 8 o'clock in the evening.
Right.
So we'd
okay.
been waiting
so you'd queued
for that
the entire day. Yeah.
Yes.
Got you. Just fully understanding where you're at. And were you following all the different social media accounts to kind of work out what you needed and get the latest advice on things? Or were you just, once you're in?
Well, like I said about the kind of camaraderie between the people that you were with, you kind of made friends with people that were kind of about 6 in front of you, 6 behind. And the queue, it wasn't like you were queuing in some sort of straight, boring queue for so many hours. You were able to kind of chat to people, look at the live tracker to see how many hours it might be from where you were. Obviously, I was looking at social media and other sites, but it was very much kind of a social thing. Obviously, we were all here for a common goal, a common mission, but it was all people from all walks of life. Our group, we had people of all ages, from Cardiff, from Essex, the Forest of Dean, and you were able to go out of the queue as well, to go and get something to eat or get a drink or go to the toilet. It wasn't like you were just queuing in a very boring way and just standing there. And it was moving quite quickly as well.
Yeah, and you did have the sunshine, I think, which helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me about the moment when you went in then, when you know it's your time to go in.
Yeah, well, when we got to the Victoria Tower Gardens, we still were able to have our mobile phones with us. So we knew that the vigil was starting quite soon and we were checking the live stream. But when we got to the security, we had to turn the mobile phones off and you had to hand in all your food. And there was a food bank, so that was good. Anything unsealed you could give to, charity, the homeless, whatever. But that time we had our phones turned off, so we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know whether we were going to be there in the time of the vigil or not. Of course, like I said, that wasn't so much the important thing to us. We wanted to see the Queen. That was the reason that we came. But we didn't actually know. But when we were going through the security, we heard someone say, "Oh, the Royal Standard has gone up on the bill on the Westminster Hall, which is the flag to say that the King is there." So we knew when we were kind of going in that they were in at that moment, but of course we were still going through security and we knew it was only a 15-minute vigil, so we didn't know whether by the time we got through whether they still would be there or not. But the feeling of you enter the Westminster Hall from steps that go upwards from the street.
Yeah.
So me and my sister Gabby were just overcome with a very kind of emotional. We were very nervous. We were kind of holding each other's hands, walking up those steps, feeling quite overwhelmed by everything. And then when we get to the stop, on the live stream that you can see people coming, the top, you can see that people are at the top of the stairs. We got there and we were kind of looking down at the hall and at the Queen's coffin, and we could make out that it was, in fact, Prince Andrew that was standing at the front of the coffin. So lots of people were whispering under their breath, going, yes, they are here. We could see over at the balcony on the right-hand side, we could see Queen Consort Camilla, other members of the royal family there. It was beyond profound to be a part of history.
Because it's but also in that moment of, it's something that is often repeated, and we know it's a fact. This is a family experiencing their grief and their mourning, family at the heart of this. So to kind of be there at a moment when they're also there is a different as well, isn't it, to walking past the coffin and paying your respects, but also to see them and to know they are there in this moment, which is also very much for them. I'm imagining is another kind of factor to take on board.
It was. So I went down on the right-hand side with my sister, and when I sort of got to pay my respects to the Queen, I was pretty much right in front of Princess Anne. So it was just incredible. And then as we walked past, we could turn around and see the King standing at the other end of the coffin. We just couldn't believe our luck, because being that it was such a short interval, and that we said at the beginning, there's a small chance, because the queue was kind of 13 hours. We thought, well, maybe we will get there at that time. We couldn't quite believe it, really, that the stars were aligned in a way that we were able to witness that historic moment, hugely significant moment in time. It was amazing.
I think my heart might have been going slightly like the clappers at this point.
It was.
But to do that with your sister as well, I think when you go through things that are just completely one-off, they will not ever be repeated. You had to be there to know what it was like. But to go through that, and you can't record it, 'cause you can't document it in the way that we record so much of life, but to be able to do that with her. And then when you walk out, goodness me. Yeah,
but it's funny you say about not documenting it, because all the papers at the moment have got the big picture of that time. Well, my sister is captured in that picture.
Which picture? I've got the papers.
So there's a lady with a pink cagoule, I think either at the bottom of the stairs or halfway down the stairs. Unfortunately, I'm much shorter than her, and I'm behind, and you can only just make out my white trainers underneath her skirts. So I didn't get in the photo, but my sister Gabby's all over the papers. So we're going to keep that and put it in the family. In a family
Most
album.
Definitely. Yeah, what an experience. And I wanted to ask you when you first said it, but then, you were talking and I want to hear you sharing your experience. But you said that the two of you knew before the Queen had died that you knew when she did, that you would want to go. You'd want to go there and pay your respects. I wonder why you were so clear about that. Why did you feel so strongly that you would have to do it?
I think it's just the Queen has served the country for over 70 years with such grace and such dignity and strength. For myself, I've never known another monarch at all, and I'm very interested in history, as in our family are, and it was just something that my mother had once mentioned to me about the Queen Mother lying in state in 2002, I think it was, and so it was just always something that I thought that when that very sad time does come, that it would be something I was drawn to. However, you don't have to go there to pay your respects. Some people don't or can't make that distance. We were lucky that we were able to do it, to get time off work and to go up there. But that was just what we felt was right for ourselves. But, that's not right for everyone. So,
Completely personal decision, and our circumstances are all different. What will you do tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to, of course, watch the funeral tomorrow at home. we thought, we could have stayed in London longer, but I think that seeing the funeral on the television, you'll get to see more, won't you? Because if you're there, you don't really see anything apart from what's in front of you as such.
Yeah.
So we did decide to come back to Bristol. But yeah, I'm just going to be resting for the next couple of days because
I'm sure. Yes.
Honestly, it was, though it wasn't very far in distance, you're kind of on your feet all day. And and then even the next day, we wanted to go and see the flowers at the Green Park, which we did get to in the end, quite late in the day. So we were walking a lot yesterday as well. So
I think
really
I understand. If you were, counting your steps, you've probably done exceptionally well on your pedometer steps for the day. It is. It is tiring, really, definitely. Thank you very much for coming on and sharing your trip and your experience. It's really interesting to hear how you got on. So Tessie, I appreciate it, and I hope you've got a good footstool and you can have a little bit of a breather.
Oh, definitely will be. Oh, thank you. It's so nice to talk to you, Laura.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to look more closely for a pink cagoule on the front pages of the papers. Look for your sister and your white trainers. I've noted down the descriptions. All right. Take care of yourself. Thanks for coming on.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That's